Hi everyone, today is a really special day because we get to interview the State Superintendent of Illinois, Dr. Tony Sanders.
We're just middle school students, so it's pretty cool that we get a chance to ask questions directly to the person who helps make big decisions about our school.
We want to know more about what he does, what he thinks about students like us, and how schools can keep getting better.
Good morning, Dr. Sanders. Thank you for visiting our school today.
Good morning. It's great to see you both. And you're more than just middle school students. You're middle school students, which means that's the reason that all of us are here in education is to support you. So you're more than, you gotta drop the word just, because it's really important that you're here every day.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
We are really excited to have the chance to talk to you today. We'd like to ask you a few questions if that's okay.
Of course. Sure.
Now we're going to ask you some serious questions. Did you enjoy Ballet Folklorico?
Oh, it was beautiful. Absolutely. Being greeted by the mariachi band was amazing. And then to see the dancers, it just, members of my team were crying. I was tearing up myself. It was just beautiful performances and beautiful students.
Now we're going to ask you some questions our school prepared.
Sure.
Student voice is very important at Lehman Middle School. Have you ever changed a rule or policy because of something someone said?
Oh, absolutely. So I used to be, before I became a state superintendent, I was also a local superintendent nearby. I actually served a little piece of West Chicago when I was superintendent of School District U46. In that role, I had a student advisory council that would also give me feedback on a regular basis. And we changed a lot of different policies through that advisory. Some of them involving mental health issues. So for one of the examples was that students wanted QR codes up in like washrooms and other places in case they wanted to talk to a counselor or a social worker, that they could do so confidentially and ask for help without having to leave the classroom to go get the help. We also did things around recycling and trying to go green. They wanted more green trays and things in the lunchrooms to make sure that we weren't increasing waste. And they always wanted to increase the number of gardens and have fresh fruits and vegetables in their classrooms. Those are just a few things at the local level. Now at the state level, I have a student advisory group that gives feedback on statewide topics. And like local school districts, they have an interest a lot in the rigor of classrooms, like our students being challenged enough in the classroom. They are very interested in mental health topics, and they give me advice, and they actually have created several new policies for the state to implement. So student voice really does matter.
At Lehman, we have a Principal's Advisory Council that works with Mrs. Lay to make decisions about our school. How can students share their ideas with people who make decisions about schools for our whole state?
So get involved. You're getting involved if you have a principal advisory council, join that. At the state level, again, for high school students, we have a student advisory council that's open to students from across the state. It's a very selective process, but I encourage any student in Illinois to apply for a slot on the state student advisory council. They are really working to change things across the state, but in every school across Illinois, use your voice. Talk to your principal. If they don't have a principal advisory council, I would encourage them to ask for one. Your voice, you're the reason that we're here every single day, and your voice does matter.
How do you decide what students learn in school?
So a lot of that is driven locally. We have some state laws that require things that have to be taught. So when you get to high school, especially, there are obviously the core curriculum things that you have to have, the 4 years of English and math and science courses that you must take. So there are some mandates that come down from the state, but a lot of it is driven locally. So even here in your own school, I heard about your exploratory classes. That's something that is decided by your local superintendent, their school board, and your principal working together. So there's always opportunities within schools for a bunch of opportunities for students to learn things other than English, math, and science.
In District 33, we believe in being bilingual, biliterate, and bicultural, and inclusion for all students. What do you think to make schools more inclusive for students with disabilities or those who speak other languages?
I absolutely agree. As a state, we are really trying to uplift dual language as a model for biliteracy. no student should have to lose a language to gain a language. And so we really do believe that students need to invest, and schools should invest in really quality models of instruction that promote dual language. Again, you shouldn't have to lose your home language to learn English. And I think that's something that we need to continue to see across the state. Similarly, you talked about special education. We are doing more and more work to bring students with special needs back into their home schools. We've set up new policies. Our state has invested additional resources to try to make sure that that happens, that students are always finding their place in their local home school and getting services locally, closer to home.
Do you think we should use more or less technology in school?
Oh, that's a great question and very hard to answer. I would like to see students not have their phones out in school. That's my personal opinion. I think that the phones become a distraction. I think social media becomes kind of a drama point for a lot of students. And I think in talking with students, many of them would prefer to not have to have their cell phones as a distraction during the school day. But I also recognize that we need technology in our classrooms. We need Chromebooks or some sort of computing device with you at all times. You need technology like this in order to do your podcast. But I think we need to lean towards the technology that enables instruction and not one that causes disruption to instruction.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
What do you think schools will be like in 10 years?
In 10 years, well, I hope they change more than they have since I was a kid. Like the things happening at your school, hands-on learning, experiential learning, things that you get to do where you're actually like this podcast. I think you probably would say that you learn more from this, right, than when a teacher stands in front of a classroom and just lectures. And so I think the more that we can offer hands-on experiential learning for students, it's beneficial. I also think that we need to move more towards performance-based education, where you move along the continuum of public education as you learn content, rather than just being moved along based on a grade progression, for example. I think you should be able to move along a trajectory based on your own abilities and skills. And hopefully we'll see more of that in the coming years. If schools today, if schools 10 years from now look the same as they did when I was growing up, then we've failed in what we're doing.
Are there any changes coming to what we learn in our classes?
Nothing really coming forward that I've seen coming from the state level of what you're going to change in terms of what's coming for classroom instruction. I would say, I do think you will see a push towards, proposals for things like financial literacy to be added to the curriculum for students. You're going to see some changes in math instruction. We're really doing a lot of work to ensure that we bring math instruction into the 21st century. And so we're doing a lot of work at the state level around that right now. So you might see some changes while you're in high school around about math and numeracy to ensure that we've bring math instruction into the 21st century. And so we're doing a lot of work at the state level around that right now. So you might see some changes while you're in high school around about math and numeracy.
Okay, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. We really appreciate the chance to learn more about your job and to share what's important to students.
You guys are amazing. I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Chargers, we'll see you next time.